Sure you want to go head-to-head with the Packers?
I'm happy to go head-to-head with everyone.
You don't want to go to war with me?
I have no intention of going to war with anyone.
Go home, Rupert.
I've just bought the Daily Mirror. Pass the news on to Sir Frank.
You've let him in, do you hear me?
We take what is ours.
I need a hand.
The Packers have no claim on these printing presses.
Extra night, sons in City Brawl.
Maybe you prefer Rupert was your son.
Maybe I would.
Welcome, everybody, to Australia's first national newspaper.
Australian.
Good, serious journalism. Is there someone else?
You've hardly been a saint yourself.
I like to write a novel.
Well, that might be a book I can read.
What I'm doing here is show the world that we can compete on the world stage against the very best.
I adore you. I adore you.
You're in the running for a TV license, I hear.
I'm not afraid of the competition, sir.
You just don't want Murdoch to have it.
Murdoch is a commie.
Memsie's made it sound like I was in.
Murdoch is in New York. He's just spent £1 million buying every piece of programming available.
It was mine.
I'm happy to share. What else is there to do?
Win. With his stake in Channel 9, he can put all of our TV interests in jeopardy.
Well, we need to come at him sideways.
Packer's selling his papers. I can get this price right. We can take the Packers out once and for all.
Offers from both of them. Call a meeting of the board.
Rupert is on the board.
I think you'll find that Rupert is otherwise engaged at the moment.
While we've been honeymooning here, I was being raped in Sydney.
You just knocked off Murdoch. You're king again.
Life is never what it seems. We're always searching in our dreams to find that little castle in the air. When worry starts to cloud the mind, it's hard to leave it all behind and just pretend you haven't got a care. There's someone else in your imagination. You wish that you were standing in their shoes. You'd change your life without much hesitation. But would you if you really had to choose? Just be thankful for what you've got.
Close the door, light the light. We're staying home tonight, far away from the hustle and the bright city lights. Let them all fade away. Just leave us alone, and we'll live in a world.
So when do you think we'll go back to work?
Well, don't you like it here?
That's all right for a while.
Well, a man has approached me about a yacht. But I don't suppose a yacht will be that much use out here.
No.
Well, it's a sort of yacht used in match racing. Some qualifying races off Sydney.
Well, wouldn't that be a waste of money unless we were living in Sydney?
So should we move back to Sydney?
You'll be surprised by how quickly I can pack.
I take that's a yes?
Those qualifying races, they for the America's Cup. So Frank won't like that, really.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning, Sir Frank.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you, darling?
Dad,
Where the hell have you been?
I was hoping we could have a chat.
About what?
Now that we've been in Murdoch...
Oh, what's this we? It was Kerry and I who king hit Murdoch. Where were you? Puncing around with your weirdo mates and double bay, no doubt.
All right, now that you and Kerry have dealt
If
with
you
it,
want to run things,
that's what I want to talk about.
go on.
You said you'd hand over the company so you could concentrate on having another crack at the America's Cup.
I don't remember saying that.
Well, that's what you said.
You make it sound like I was handing over the keys to the bloody car or something. I've got hundreds of people who rely on me, employees and shareholders, and they can't afford me buggering it up.
You're saying that I'd bugger it up?
I'm saying you're not ready.
When will I be ready?
Well, I don't know, Clyde. When will you be ready? I mean, you can't even see a threat when it's right in front of your bloody face. You know, I've been warning everybody about Murdoch, even before he bought Cumberland newspapers and right under our bloody noses.
Nobody could have seen that coming.
Because you all underestimate him.
Maybe you think too much of him.
Maybe I see something you don't.
That's pretty bloody obvious.
Dad, look at the telly.
Kerry, you bloody nom.
No, it's important.
Well, get out of the way, buffhead.
Live from Canada.
That bloody idiot Harold Holden. Look at him. Looks like Bugs Bunny. He smiles too much. I'll tell him to stop smiling.
You can't. It's happening right now, Dad. It's live.
Eh? These those dogs are good.
Dad.
Shut up, Clyde. It's live.
Piss off, Kerry. We were talking about something.
It's the future, Dad. Think what we could do with the cricket. The Ashes. Live from England. You love cricket.
The ABC's got the cricket, Kerry. You know why? Because there's no bloody money.
Dad, can we finish what we were talking about?
Yeah, all right, Nance. You haven't got any ideas. All right? Look, Kerry's got ideas. They're bloody stupid ones, but at least he's got them. You want to run this company, Clyde? Then have a bloody vision for it. Kerry, do something.
Sydney Yacht Squadron. All is ready for the christening of the contender for the America's Cup, Dame Paddy. Sir Robert Menzies will perform the ceremony, naming the boat after his wife. The champagne is broken over the yacht's slim bows, and Dame Paddy is named another contender in Australia's quest for the America's Cup.
The Dame Paddy Menzies. There's bloody Murdoch. He's back in Sydney and he's coming at us.
No one's going to take this seriously.
Of course people are going to take it seriously.
There's nothing to worry about. You're going to be given first crack at the challenge.
This boat was launched by the Prime Minister. My bloody Prime Minister!
The only reason anybody cares about the America's Cup is because you made them care. No one even knew what it was.
Yes, I put it on the front page of the paper. Now, who else could do that? Well, answer the bloody thing. It's your office.
Hello. Is he here?
Oh, God. I'm busy. Yeah, all right. Clyde. The union's downstairs. Get down there. Bring him up here and don't let him near the bloody journalists. And Clyde, offer them a cup of tea. Get me Kerry.
Hello, Harry.
Hello, Clyde.
Excellent. Well, your visit is unexpected, but you're always welcome.
We have authorisation from the Arbitration Commission to make an inspection of the journalist conditions.
Right, of course. How about a cup of tea?
I think it'd be better if we just got on with the inspection.
Right you are. Right, this way then.
Who are you, son?
I'm Harry Coleman from the Australian Journalists Association.
Are you sure you don't want any tea? They don't want a cup of tea.
What do you mean? You don't want a cup of tea?
We're not really here for tea.
I'm going to have a cup of tea.
With all due respect, Sir Frank.
Respect, you say? What are you doing here? Why are you getting in the way of people who are trying to do actual work?
We're here because of the complaints the journalists have been making about their working conditions.
Oh, complaints? Well, you give me their names, right? And I'll take care of it.
Without the proper tools to do their jobs.
Tools? They're not tradesmen.
Typewriters.
Oh.
There aren't even enough chairs for them to sit on.
Chairs? What bloody nonsense?
This entitles us to make a full inspection.
Entitles you, does it? You. Yeah, all right. Come on, let's go down and have a look at the troops, eh? Come on.
Sit down.
Sit down. All right, here we go. This is where it all happens, eh? The engine room. Everybody, don't mind us. So, plenty of chairs for everyone. Unless they all grow more bums, eh? So, what else can I do for you, Mr. Coleman? Anything? Anything at all, eh? Hey? Don't be like that. How about that cup of tea?
All right, you lot. Off your bums.
They think they're happy, they're happy.
What about that pay rise they want?
Eh?
We won't make that go away by shuffling chairs.
Yeah, I think that's much improved. Thank you.
You wanted to see me, Mr. Murdoch?
Yeah, g'day, Adrian. I'm not tearing you away from anything, am I?
Of course not.
Good. I hear you're in line to edit the Melbourne Herald.
Your father's paper.
And your father worked for the Packers, is that right?
After your father sacked him.
Oh. My dad wasn't right about all things, but he did say that he was a very good editor.
Small world.
Well, small country. I mean, you've worked in London. I mean, there they talk about circulation in millions. We talk about thousands.
I never felt like I was part of things there. Small cog in a big machine.
Is that why you came to work for us?
Well, nobody had done anything like the Australian before. I wanted to be a part of it, something that was new, something that matters.
Well, what are we going to do with this paper?
I think it needs a clearer voice.
Well, I think it needs to get into the black. What did you think of the pay ruling from the Commission?
Journos haven't had a raise in almost a decade. If it doesn't come through, they won't be happy.
I don't know if I can afford it, especially when the Australians losing me $25,000 a week.
Well, great journalists make a great paper, and a great paper makes money.
Well, I like what you've been doing as one of the editors. I like how you've tidied up the look. What do you think of being editor-in-chief of the Australian?
Yes.
Good. I want you to take the paper in the direction that we talked about.
What direction is that?
Sydney Heads is the site for the trial races between Gretel and Dame Paddy to determine which boat will challenge for the America's Cup. Gretel doesn't fare well, and Dame Paddy wins all 4 races and will face the United States defender in Newport.
That. I know you look beautiful. Thank you. You look elegant as always. Sir Frank?
Lady Packer, how are you?
Splendid.
Good.
Maybe we should commingle.
You come to gloat about the Dame Paddy, have you?
What? Oh, about beating your boat? No, Sir Frank, you've got me all wrong.
Not boats, Rupert, yachts. They're expensive things not to care about. I'm not sure you belong in this world, Rupert. There are rules.
You mean like the board meeting where you merged ACP with the television stations while I was on my honeymoon?
It's just business.
Well, yes, exactly. Now, this pay dispute.
Yeah.
If you keep winding up the union, they're going to go on strike.
Well, I can't afford what the Commission wants me to pay them, can you?
No, 30%'s ridiculous, but I'm sure we can negotiate.
I suppose we'd be mad not to.
Good.
Not all the journos get 30%. It depends on their grading.
All you need to do is downgrade the journalists to a lower grade. You can pay them the same pay as you do now.
We can't do that.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, we can, Clyde.
We do that and there will definitely be a strike.
Strike it is, then.
Why start out provoking them? Why don't we try to negotiate?
Because we don't negotiate, Clive. They already think they run this place.
Right, well, they better start getting things ready for the mess this will make.
It's good work, Clyde. It's good.
Right.
Gary, wait. If we downgrade them, we can bugger Murdoch. He's hooked up to his eyeballs. And we can afford to lose a lot more than he can, so if we keep the strike going, we can really, finally hurt him.
Fuck Rupert and the unions at the same time.
What's your language?
Do we just leave?
Yeah. Down tools and walk out.
And what happens now?
It's up to the owners.
If we're on strike, who's going to report on it?
More to the point, who will care?
So what now?
scratch out the back of my leg. Very good reason to shoot him dead. I used to have an old hound dog, and he bit me.
And there you have it. That is The Group and their hit song, Old Hound Dog. 7:29 on 2GB. But now to the ongoing journalist strike. And joining me in the studio is Sir Frank Packer, proprietor of the Daily Telegraph. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Sir Frank, your journalists have been on strike now for a week.
Well, it's all of the Sydney newspapers, not just the Daily Telegraph, all of them.
Journalists say that they'll return to work on the 12th if you'll agree to meet with them and talk about the downgrading.
Well, I mean, look, we can talk all we want, but the bottom line is that, listen, no employer can afford to pay their staff an extra 30%, you understand? We're not made of money.
Reed! What? What are you still doing here? Biggest commo of the lot.
I'm working. What the hell do you think I'm doing?
What about the union? Don't you believe in the strike?
Of course I do. It's just not for me. How long's that bloody thing going to go on for anyway? Going to hurt a lot of people.
Oh, the old man would run the paper into the ground, burn it, then piss on it, just to show what a hard man he is.
You don't seem too worried.
It's not my company. God gets it when the old man carks it.
Shouldn't the best man get the company?
What, best as in any bastard, or do you mean best son? Because I could go for the best son idea, but not the any bastard one.
All right, well, the best son version then.
Clyde's a smart one. He likes reading and all his friends are smart.
Who are those people? Eh? Wankers and posers. Do you think even one of them would read the Telegraph or watch Channel 9?
I know Clyde wouldn't if he wasn't paid. Reed. It's unfair, you know. You put ideas in a bloke's head, it's hard to get the buggers out.
Yeah, well.
And what are you wasting time talking to me for? You're the only bastard in here and we've got a whole paper to fill.
Righto.
Pull your finger out.
Well, this because of your great idea to downgrade them, Kerry.
Well, we might be on the ropes.
Cheers, boss.
Just hold out to the bell, keep our feet on the ground.
What are you talking about? This isn't a game.
Isn't it?
What are you two bastards doing here?
We're getting the bloody paper out. What are you doing?
All right, you bastards. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. How about a nice cup of tea to get you going, and I can make it any way you want, as long as you like whiskey. All right. Yeah, boys. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Hop into it, hey? Clyde? Yeah, son.
Thanks, Dad.
How are you? Kerry?
I don't drink, Dad. You know that. I don't drink.
All right. Back to work. Clyde. Well done. Come on, boys.
Dame Patty looks fast. Maybe fast enough to turn good-natured American cheers into saltwater tears.
What now?
But it was not to be. In a very one-sided affair, the American defender Intrepid won the series 4-0, ensuring the America's Cup will be staying put for at least the next 3 years.
Now it's over. I feel
All the parties should display common sense, forbearance and mutual tolerance during this delicate period.
What we're prepared to offer
Excuse me,
for
no,
a period of... Sorry, Sir Frank,
Sorry,
if you
Rupert,
just...
excuse me, no. Look, the unions are acting as bullies, again, right? So I reject the AJA's request to maintain the status quo. Look, they started this fight, not me. Sorry, gentlemen, good day.
It seems that an adjournment is appropriate.
Mr. Murdoch?
Harry, hi.
What was that all about?
Oh, I don't know. I'm surprised as you are.
Well, what's wrong with him? We basically backed off on wage increases so we can negotiate. Anyone would think he wanted to keep the strike going.
How's the boat going over at Newport, Rupert?
Well, the Daily Mirror supports it, but not my boat.
Still and all, must have been a shock seeing it get hammered like that, 4-0.
I was pleased to see it do so well in Sydney, though. But I'm more interested in this strike.
Oh,
So far, we've lost over $600,000 in advertising revenue between us.
between us, yeah. And that doesn't include the income from sales, does it? How are you travelling, Rupert?
So, Frank, the thing is, I was losing money on the Australian. But we actually make a profit when we don't have to pay our journalists and printers. But you must be losing a lot of money.
You're all losing money.
But you'd be losing a lot more than me. You might even go broke. But if you wanted to offload the telegraphs, I'm sure we could talk about that.
You are never getting your grubby hands on my telegraphs, Rupert. You know that.
Frank, you've proved your point. Well done. Now we all need to get our businesses back on track. Okay? Oh, I was bluffing. And even though he had a better hand than me, much better, he started to doubt himself. And then he backed down.
How lousy is our hand?
No, not lousy at all now. The Packers backed down.
But if he hadn't, what would have happened?
If the strike had lasted even another week, we could have lost everything.
Everything.
No, darling, it's fine. We didn't. We won. Everything's fine.
But you bet everything.
Yeah. But I bet everything to get the Mirror, and then I bet everything to start the Australian. We're fine.
Yes.
I'm promoting your brother to Deputy Chairman and Assistant Managing Director of ACP Holdings.
That's almost my level.
Not quite, but it is a reward for being staunch and putting the family business first.
You want it to be like a boxing match between us? Should we just get in the ring?
Well, we all know who'd win that fight, don't we, eh? Now listen, Florence and I are off to a health clinic in Acapulco for a bit of a break over Christmas.
That'll be good.
Yes, won't it? So, let's see how things go while I'm away, huh?
Prime Minister Harold Holt has disappeared while swimming near Portsea, Victoria. A massive manhunt has failed to find his body, and it is presumed he has been lost at sea.
Connecting you now.
On. Hello? Is that you, Clyde?
Yeah.
That Billy McMahon. He's a fit little bugger, isn't he?
Who?
Billy McMahon. He's fit.
Do you want to hire him as a jockey?
No, you clown. We're gonna make him PM.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, now that bastard.
Blackjack McEwen, he doesn't like him. He'll try and block him. But if we get the public on side, you see, McEwen will back down.
And what do you want me to do?
He doesn't present very well. I mean, he's got the ideas, but,
I want you to fix up his presentation.
And how do I do that?
can you pin his ears back? You know, they do that with dogs.
Do you really want me to do that?
Oh, just make him present better. Goodness sake, I mean, get the people at Channel 9 to help you. I mean, they're good at that sort of stuff. You understand?
Right. Cool.
What?
Bye, Dad.
Here we go.
Sir Frank.
Hey, Gings, how are you?
What are you doing here?
Oh, I came home. This is an opportunity, eh? There he is. You going well?
Shithouse.
Yeah.
He doesn't listen. He's no Menzies.
Well, I mean, you know, just fix up his delivery.
No, it's the speeches.
Well, just fix the way he delivers them.
He doesn't actually say anything. For a while you think he knows what he's talking about, but you keep listening.
It's all meaningless.
Well, don't worry about all of that. I mean, it's just bloody smoke and mirrors, you know. Just make him look good.
He's looking at the wrong camera.
Oh, Christ.
I'll go in, Sir Frank.
Yeah, you do. Thank you, Ging. How long has he been here for?
5 hours?
What? Oh, God. Well, don't you worry about it, son. I mean, he's going to make a good Prime Minister. We'll see to that. Here you go, Ging.
He's still looking.
It's the one with the bloke behind it.
Looking for the red lights here.
It's got a red light. The one with
The red lights.
Oh, God help us, Billy.
So, our Prime Minister lives Acting Prime Minister. You live in a hotel.
Well, I stay here. I don't live here. Let's talk about McMahon. They won't elect him, will they? Well, it's pretty bloody slim picking. I like John Gordon.
He's an unknown.
He doesn't have political debts to everybody. He's his own man. The problem is that the Packers have already started their push for McMahon. They'll lose anything. Oh, John, what a coincidence. We're just talking about you. Rupert, meet John Gordon.
Rupert Murdoch of the Australian.
John Gordon, very good to meet you.
I like what your papers say about tariff protection for our industries.
Thank you.
I won't hold you up. It's lovely to meet you.
You see, your head's screwed on right.
So, you'll be in touch if anything comes up that we could use against McMahon?
I couldn't do that. It's against everything I believe in. But if something falls into your lap...
Mr. Murdoch,
Yes.
some documents for you.
Thank you. There's actually some documents I want you to have a look at. Some stuff's come to light about McMahon. It seems our little treasurer did a deal with agents of foreign interests who were trying to undermine Australia's tariff policy.
Well, what sort of agents?
Well, traders, really.
Traders?
Yeah. They received money to lobby for favourable treatment of Japanese imports in Australia. And McMahon did a deal with them.
Is it news or editorial?
Of course it's news. These documents are facts, they're not opinions. I thought you hated McMahon.
Well, my opinions don't matter. If there's a story here, then of course we'll run it.
Well, that's all I can ask.
You know he doesn't like confrontation.
That wasn't confrontation, it was a debate.
It's only a debate if he agrees with you.
Why McEwen vetoed McMahon? Foreign agent is the man between the leaders. Jesus Christ, this makes Billy out to be a Japanese spy.
McMahon reckons someone broke into his house.
Who?
He thinks it was ASIO.
The spy mob?
Yeah, he reckons McEwen was behind it all. Muckraking.
It's not McEwen. It's this bastard Murdoch again. I told you to be back at us. Why doesn't anybody listen to me? Oh, Jesus. Billy's dead in the water.
What's wrong with Gordon? We can have two favourites in a race, can't we?
Murdoch is backing Gordon, you know, because he wants what I've got. See? He wants his own Prime Minister.
What time is it?
8.
Hello? From London? Yes, I'll take it. Cato, hi. No, don't worry about the time. Right. News of the world. Okay, well, let me do some research and I'll check their numbers. And mine, of course. Right. Right you are. Bye. Bye.
What's happening?
It was Lord Cato.
The London finance man. What was he saying about the news of the world?
Seems it's come onto the market.
The 6 million circulation news of the world.
The biggest readership of any newspaper in the English language.